It is disembarkation day on the first leg of our back-to-back cruise, and we ended up in the medical centre this morning. Had to take Al down to the medical centre. Stick with us, we'll tell you all about it.
I got what you want. Honey, honey, I got what you need. Honey, I got what you want.
Hi, we are Rob and Ali, sharing with you our passion of all things cruise and travel. I am still in one piece, Robert, even though you had to take me to the medical centre this morning.
And still here at the terminal because she's been given the okay to get back on the ship for the second leg. But there was a bit of a dilemma as to what to do here.
Oh, let me tell you what happened. So, about, was yesterday or the day before, had a bit of a toothache. And you know the way you just think, this is just going to go away. It's something I've bitten down on or something and it's going to go. Anyway, then last night it started to really throb and I was like, oh, maybe it'll go away again. Took a few painkillers. By the time I got up this morning, it had travelled. So I'll take the sunglasses off. It looks as though I'm hiding something. I'm not. It's just so bright here.
It's very bright.
Beautifully bright.
I'm in between putting my sunglasses on or not, but I'll squint for a little while.
I put the sunglasses on. It helps prevent the creases, you know. Anyway, I'll take them off for the time being. And then, you know, when you get that toothache, it was throbbing up here and it was into my eye and then it was dancing around all the different teeth and I thought, this is an abscess. This is just not going to go anywhere. So the dilemma was, we're in Brisbane Port, so my dentist is by the airport. So what's the shopping centre there? DFO shopping centre. That's where our dentist is. And the dilemma was, do we hop in the car and go to the dentist, or do I see the medical centre on board? Now the thing is, because we're on a back-to-back, we've parked the car and we can't move it. We can move it, but we wouldn't be able to get another car parking space. You lose it once you move the car, and it is an absolute sellout. So we would have had to have got an Uber there, an Uber back, and then tried to see, because it's between Christmas and New Year, they might not have even been there.
Or had an appointment, because because it's a transition between one cruise and another, we're on a limited amount of time.
Anywho, so I said, right, I'm going to see if the medical centre's open. So I used one of the telephones that's in the lobby, and they have telephones dotted around the ship, and they will connect you to guest services or to the medical centre or for dining reservations. So I can tell you they work, got through and asked if the medical centre was open, and it was. So off we popped down there, and so I then told the receptionist what the dilemma was, and she said, no, we do have antibiotics. You'll need antibiotics probably for that because it sounds like an abscess. See the doctor. She told me the fees straight up. She said for a consultation it starts from $150 depending on what we have to do. That's the starting price. And then whatever medications or whatever else you need. So I said, that's fine. Now we are insured, but the insurance doesn't cover you once you're back on land in Brisbane. So the insurance won't cover it anyway. So she takes your details down. Now I have to say, for your $150 consultation, it is pretty thorough. I was very impressed. Rob's taken some footage of the medical centre. It's a beautiful medical centre. It's just as you would expect an on-land medical centre to be. I remember years and years and years ago, I had to go to a medical centre, and I think it was because I had travel sickness and I wanted to see whether I could get the injections on board. And I remember just having like a little room. I don't remember it being a proper medical centre. On board here, they've got X-ray machine and everything, full reception area. So they took my blood pressure, they did my heart, she took my temperature, they did a full check, all your medical history and everything. Really, really, it was lovely, good service. It didn't have to wait. And then the doctor came out and she went thoroughly through what was wrong to make sure that I wasn't just self-diagnosing, but saying it was a toothache. So she kind of checked it and checked all the puffiness here. And then so she said, I can give you antibiotics. So she's given me 2 lots of antibiotics. So I'll show you all my drugs.
Yeah.
So they have these on board. They have their own dispensary as well, which was fantastic. Means we didn't have to go anywhere to go and get the tablets. So got the proper 2 lots of antibiotics plus some anti-inflammatories, which I never even thought about anti-inflammatories to take it down. So what she did say was, I recommend that you do get in touch with your dentist because you've now got a 7-day trip and we're at sea for pretty much most of the time and we don't know what the facilities would be like at Noumea. And then they dispensed the tablets, told me what to do, how to look after myself. And then the bill, because we're doing a back-to-back, but we've moved cabins, they said that they would put the charge on the next cabin. Anyway, we then came to go off the ship and went to zap our cards, and they stopped Robert and they were like, hold your horses, mister. You're not sneaking off without paying this bill. And we were like, oh, okay, why didn't it come off the credit card? So it was this peculiar thing. So they couldn't put it on the next bill because we haven't checked in yet for the second leg. So they couldn't actually do that, even though she thought she could in the medical centre. So it was on our bill. You can only have 1 transaction a day come off your credit card or your debit card. So that transaction had already happened at midnight. So that's counted as today. So we couldn't then, it wouldn't automatically take it off. So we had to settle up. I have my debit card on my phone and they only take the proper plastic. They wanted the proper card. So we were like, okay then. So we were then, I transfer money to you, Robert, you then pay on your card. So we kind of were faffing around a little bit. And he said, no, it's fine. I'll take you downstairs to the kiosk. There is 1 kiosk on deck 5 in the little corridor area.
Yeah, I think there are 2 actually.
Well, there's kiosks, but it's the only one that dispenses cash. So he said, you can use your phone to pay wave and get cash out of the machine and then pay as cash. Sorted. Try to do that. And because we are at port, the machine had a bit of a freak out. So the keypad and the machine weren't talking to each other because he said the machine goes off the ship's Wi-Fi and the FPOS machine, this keypad, is trying to do the on land. And so the machine freaked out and just froze. So then we had to we felt like criminals in the end. I have to say,
bottom line is we couldn't get the cash out of the machine.
Guest services were beautiful about it. We felt a bit embarrassed about the payment thing, and they were like, it's like our fault. This is just the way it is.
I have to say though that by that time the crew to passenger ratio was phenomenal.
There's only us left.
It was about 600 to 1.
So because you feel like you've done something wrong, but they were beautiful about it and they were really chilled and they were like, no worries. So they gave me this notice of outstanding balance owing on your account. And what he said was, this is the last resort. They do have to give this to some passengers if your account defaults or something. So they take your driving license, they know who you are and they know all the details, and you sign the little contract to say that you're going to pay it.
They give you your license back, they don't keep it.
Yeah, I think you give it back.
But it is a contract of payment. I haven't read through it, but it is a contract of
payment.
It's
a contract of payment.
So we'll just transfer the money through to the bank details.
So I'll do that now. I'm off land and I can do a little transfer on my phone. So there we go. So then once we got off, I was then able to phone my dentist and said to him what had happened, what it felt like. It's the bridge I've got here. And he said, that's fine. I wouldn't be able to touch it anyway without you having those antibiotics. We couldn't do any treatment until that's all gone because it can spread if they actually touch it and do anything. So he just said, you've done the right thing and I've made an appointment for when I get off in 7 days. And that actually is pretty much spot on for when the antibiotics finish. So we did the right thing, even though we were in a little bit of dilemma. Yeah. I feel a little bit groggy and the tablets are quite strong. But hey, we're at sea being waited on.
Total cost was?
So the total cost of the whole thing, so it was $150 for the consultation. And the whole thing has come to $297. So it's $300. As we say, we can't claim that. But to be honest, by the time we would have got a taxi from here to the dentist, then back. We had to pay the dentist consultation fee, and then for the drugs anyway, 3 lots of drugs.
There's probably not a lot of difference, and we've saved
Yeah.
ourselves the stress. And we've got the okay from the ship to get back on as well. So
And you know
all
what?
good.
As a bonus, we went to the coffee shop here. Shout out to the beautiful coffee crew in the coffee shop here in the Brisbane Cruise Terminal. And not only do they have sandwiches and little snacks and stuff like that, better than antibiotics, guys. Food pastils. So
That's what
I'm
you
sort
got
of-
to take, isn't it? Sugar. Anyway,
People will be saying, no wonder you've got a toothache. But anyway, they had these on the shelf and some other goodies like Marmite and some other essentials. So these are they're called lifesavers. So there we go. That's my little treat after all that
that's
this
our
morning.
story. Ooh, fly. That's our story about the trip to the medical centre on our transit part of our.
We hope nobody ever has to go to the medical centre, I have to say. But after visiting it, I feel quite confident that you're in safe hands. And they had all the equipment, all the gears there. And much to my shame, I have to say, I kind of had visions of an onboard doctor being like in his 50s, some old doctor. Beautiful lady doctor, young lady doctor came out, and I was like, hey, God, talk about too much TV, too much Love Boat TV, I think. Thanks for sticking with us and watching
If you've liked the
this.
video, please hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the notification button if you want to see more of our videos. We've got about 45 minutes till we embark for the second leg.
I'm going to take my glasses
We will
off
see you in the
just to
next
show
video.
you.
Yeah, go on then.
Let's do that.
We will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Al has developed a bit of a toothache and thinks it might be the start of an abscess. So we had a bit of a dilemma as to whether to hop in an Uber and go to our dentist's in the off chance that they can see her this morning, or go to the medical centre. So it's it's 20 to 8, morning of disembarkation. So she's gone down to the medical centre. We weighed it up. We thought there's probably not going to be a difference in costs by the time we paid the fees here, by the time we've added in the Uber costs, the consultation fee and everything else along with the dentist. So doctor's seen her now. The prices apparently start from $150, so we'll see how much that ends up at and see how she goes. Hopefully she'll get some medication. It's a lot easier for her to do this, and even if it costs a little bit more than it would have cost to try and get down to our dentist, then it's not worthwhile. The doctor has seen Al and given us some antibiotics and some ibuprofen. The total bill for that was $297 and a few odd cents, which has gone straight onto our account. But they've already taken the money for our account, so we're having to settle that up then before we get off the ship. We got off the ship and said, oh, you've still got a balance. It's gone straight to our accounts, and unfortunately we can't put it onto the next account, so that's okay. We'll just settle this one up before we go. $300 for the antibiotics. It's more than if we'd have got an Uber and gone to the doctors, but we've not got the hassle, we've not got the stress of having to try and get an appointment, get in there and then get back again.
Oh, honey, I got